A peaceful morning at Maple Park. The sun casts a golden hue over the green landscape. Birds chirp melodiously, and a gentle breeze rustles the leaves. The atmosphere is filled with laughter and conversation as families stroll. Joggers pass by, and children play. At the center of the park, a group of young scouts led by 12-year-old Marcus Carter diligently work on a community beautification project. Marcus, a confident and kind-hearted boy, wears his neatly pressed scout uniform with pride. His troop, made up of diverse children from the neighborhood, is focused on their mission, picking up litter, planting flowers, and ensuring the park remains a welcoming place for everyone. Mrs. Ramirez, the troop's mentor, watches over them with a proud smile, occasionally offering guidance and encouragement. Nearby, Marcus's best friend David snaps photos to document their progress for their club's website, capturing the joy and dedication of the group. A short distance away near the playground, a group of white teenagers is having a vastly different kind of morning. They kick around a soccer ball, their voices loud and careless. Instead of respecting the park's beauty, they leave a trail of trash, empty bottles, chip bags, and candy wrappers scattered across the grass. At one point, a powerful kick sends their ball flying into the freshly planted flower bed, crushing the delicate blooms. Some of the scouts glance over, disappointed by the disregard, but they choose to stay focused on their work. Marcus, however, feels a sense of injustice simmering within him. Why should they have to clean up while others destroy their efforts without consequence? Unbeknownst to the children, a patrol car pulls up near the park entrance. Officer Reynolds, a seasoned white police officer, steps out, his gaze sharp and scanning the area with suspicion. He had received an anonymous report about a group of black teenagers acting suspiciously. No further details, no evidence, just a vague claim that, to him, was enough justification to investigate. His eyes pass over the rowdy white teens littering the area, but quickly settle on Marcus and his group. He strides purposefully towards them, his demeanor stiff and authoritative. The sound of his boots against the pavement catches Marcus's attention, and the boy looks up, puzzled. "What are you kids doing here?" Officer Reynolds' voice is stern, lacking any warmth. Marcus blinks, glancing at Mrs. Ramirez for reassurance. "We're the scout group, sir. We're cleaning up and planting flowers to help keep the park nice." His tone is polite but firm. Reynolds crosses his arms. "We got a report about suspicious activity. Who's in charge here?" Mrs. Ramirez steps forward, her expression calm but cautious. "I am. These children are all part of an official scout group, and we have permission from the city to carry out this project." Reynolds remains unconvinced. "Is there anyone who can verify that?" Marcus's frustration grows. Why was their word not enough? He glances toward the white teenagers, still carelessly tossing trash, unchecked and unbothered. Why are we the only ones being questioned? The words leave his mouth before he can stop them. His voice is steady but tinged with emotion. Reynolds' eyes narrow. "What did you say?" Marcus swallows his frustration, keeping his tone measured. "We're just wondering, sir. We're here helping the community, but that group over there is making a mess. No one's questioning them." A heavy silence falls over the group. Reynolds clenches his jaw. To him, a black child speaking up against authority was a challenge, a sign of defiance. Without further discussion, Reynolds lifts his radio and signals for the K-9 unit. Within moments, a police officer arrives with a large German shepherd on a tight leash. The dog growls lowly, its sharp eyes locked onto the children. The scouts instinctively back away, fear creeping into their young faces. Ethan, the youngest member, clings to Marcus's arm, his body trembling. Mrs. Ramirez raises her hands protectively. "Officer, this is unnecessary. These are children, and they have done nothing wrong." But Reynolds doesn't budge. "If there's nothing to hide, let us check." His voice carries an unspoken threat. Marcus stands his ground, his heart pounding. He knows that even the smallest misstep could be seen as resisting, as challenging authority in a way that could have dangerous consequences. He clenches his fists, willing himself to stay calm. "We only have gardening tools and trash bags," he says. "If you need to check them, you can. But the dog is scaring the younger kids." Reynolds' expression hardens. He doesn't like being told what to do, especially not by a black child. The dog barks louder, sensing the tension in the air. Meanwhile, park visitors watch from a distance. Some pull out their phones to record, their faces a mix of concern and uncertainty. Yet no one steps forward. The fear of challenging law enforcement is too great. Suddenly, a voice rises from the crowd. "This isn't right!" A woman steps forward, phone in hand, recording everything. "These kids are doing good work. You're harassing them for nothing." Her bravery sparks a ripple effect. More voices join in. "Why aren't you questioning the ones making a mess? They're just scouts helping the park." Reynolds shifts uncomfortably. The situation is no longer under his control. With so many eyes watching, with evidence being recorded, he hesitates. Mrs. Ramirez steps in once more, her voice strong and unwavering. "Officer, unless you have probable cause, I suggest you let these children continue their work." With the growing pressure, Reynolds mutters something under his breath before signaling the K-9 officer to back off. Without another word, he turns and walks away, his authority challenged by a unified community. The scouts exhale in relief, but Marcus remains tense. He realizes something important. Change doesn't happen by staying silent. It takes courage to stand up, to speak out, even when it's hard. As the tension fades, people in the park approach the scouts, offering words of encouragement. A local news reporter, having seen the recorded videos online, arrives to cover the story. Within hours, Marcus's stand against injustice spreads across social media, sparking conversations about racial bias and the power of unity. The next week, city officials visit Maple Park, not only to apologize, but to recognize Marcus and his troop for their dedication to the community. The incident leaves a lasting impact, proving that even the youngest voices can make a difference when they refuse to be silenced. Injustice thrives in silence, but justice grows when people unite against it. If you found this story meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment below and let us know what you think about standing up for what's right.